it's Jennifer from ActivWall Systems, and today we're here at Stone Dynamics in Martinsville, Virginia. We're here to pick out the countertop for our display unit, so come on, let's check it out. We were given a tour by Matt Compton, who is the plant manager.
To give a little background on Stone Dynamics, we are a templator, fabricator, and installing company. A lot of our competition does some, but not all, but we do the whole shebang. So once you as a customer are ready and your cabinets are placed, we will send out a templator who will come out and measure digitally your cabinets to get an exact measurement. Our templator then sends it into our CAD department, who will take those measurements and put all of the details in it, putting your sink placement in place, putting your stove in place, putting any type of overhang. And so once our CAD department has finalized your kitchen, we will put it on our schedule, we'll get it out here to our fabrication team, and we will cut your kitchen, and next thing you know, it'll be installed. At Stone Dynamics, we carry 3 different main types of stone. We have natural, which could be anywhere between granite and quartzite. We have man-made stone, which is what most people refer to as quartz. And then we have a engineered compacted stone. We do have all 3 types here in stock. We probably have in stock 80 different types of stone here in-house. So once your drawing would hit the fabrication floor, the first step would be pulling the slabs and then placing them onto our cutting table. We have a KUKA, a 5-axis robotic arm that can speed up the process because we can load 2 tables at a time. But everything in our shop is digital. There is no hand templating. Everything you see that this machine is doing, he's programming it on the computer beforehand. Before he cuts it, it's being programmed right here on the computer. Saul, he's a mastermind. He's been in the business for over 20 years. I don't know how he sees the things he sees when he's planning out how to cut it. We actually have 2 cameras that will take a picture of what's on the table so he can put the piece in exactly where he wants it and cut it exactly how he wants to cut it. Our saw looks intimidating, but the best thing I can compare it to an everyday person will be a tile saw. Just like when you see people cutting small pieces of tile, it's the same blades. Yes, they are a lot more expensive, a lot more durable, just because we're cutting over and over and over. Along with our saw blade that you can see running, we have a water jet. What our water jet allows us to do is to cut more than just lines. We can cut shapes, any radius that we want. We can cut complete circles. Anything, like I said, that's not an exact straight line, our water jet will do. It's a high pressure water system mixed in with a little bit of polymer sand that will cut right through the stone with no issue. The next thing I'll show you will be our CNC machines. Because once the pieces come off the table, they're cut to shape, they're cut to size, but now we need to put the finished edge on it. We have 4 CNC machines. They are responsible for doing any type of routing, whether it be cutting out a sink, cutting out a cooktop, putting the edge that you request on it, and it even goes ahead and polishes. But how our CNCs work is we have a laser projection up top that will shoot the pieces onto the table to show us where we need to actually place them. And we have suction vacuum pods that we will put in place to allow the material to lay on top of, and once we suction it, it can't move, so once the machine starts routing, it can't shift and cause any errors. A typical kitchen would take about an hour and a half to do on the table. The wheel that's running now is one of our 3 polishing rubber wheels. To begin the cuts, we actually use 4 diamond wheels. They have diamonds embedded into the metal. That helps cut away. We cut up to the thousandths of the material away at a time to get down to the very exact measurement required. That piece is finished, it's ready to come off. Our guys will give it a final rinse, and then that piece will be seen next in our wet area. So this is what we like to call our wet area. Theoretically, once the piece comes off the machine, it shouldn't have to be touched anymore. We do have to make exceptions sometimes. Whether the piece needs to have any more polishing on it or any repair done, or even if it doesn't, it's still gonna come here. We do a final inspection to make sure the piece is right before we send it out. They'll do all their final cleaning, making sure there's no scratches. From here, we will divide the jobs up depending on which team is taking it. We actually have 7 install teams that go out each day. They will install anywhere between 2 to 3 kitchens each a day. In a perfect world, we can do up to 18 to 21 kitchens in a day. Everything in this room is considered a natural material, whether it be a granite or a quartzite. Most of the stuff you're going to see here is our granites. Granite is your most common countertop material out there, luxury countertop, should I say. Granite is very durable rock. See in some of our material, it's hard to believe, but yes, that big rock came out of the ground, whether it's been in Spain, Brazil, some even here in America. How it happens is they're big blocks. They'll slice them down into the thickness that you see, and then they go through a big bed polisher. But the natural rock is durable. It's not very good for heat, but all in all, granite will give you the best result when it comes to lasting for years. It is a natural material, so it does prone to sometimes staining, and that depends on each granite. We actually carry 5 different levels of granite, level 1 being our cheapest but most optional material, and level 5 being more of our exotic material. I'm a granite person. I think it's unique because each piece that you get, no one in the world will ever have that same exact material. I think that's my selling point. Each slab is different. Something as simple as this little section of black that might steal somebody's heart. It's just different things in the natural material that catches people's eyes and what makes it so unique. Now, the downfall to granite is that we are limited to what we can do to it. It can break in transport, especially when you're doing sink cutouts and stuff along the rails. They'll get thinner. You see these two here, they're both natural, they're both granite. This one is a lot stronger, this one's a lot weaker, because you can see the dispersity in the fissures, as we call them. Here you can see a tighter group, here you see more spread out. And all of these things you see here are fissures. These are, if it's gonna break, it's gonna be in one of those. But that's the risk we take, because you got a more beautiful piece that's a little bit weaker compared to a stronger piece that doesn't have the characteristic as the one beside it. So most of our quartz is gonna be kept in this room. The thing I do like about quartz is A, it's very hard to stain, and B, it is very hard to scratch. The next thing about quartz is any design you could come up with on a computer, you can almost put it on quartz. Whether it's something you're looking for very simple, whether it just being all white, something a little more with veins. One of my favorites is Portrush, very pretty material, has some blue in it, some sparkle. And something I have seen a lot of our quartz manufacturers starting to do is almost mimic the natural stone look. Quartz does sometimes run on the higher price, so that's another thing to think of. We have levels of them just like we do for our granites, from level 1s to level 5s. I personally would not put any quartz outside because it can be damaged by the UV rays. It can yellow anything white. It can lighten your darker colors. Granite is not going to do that because it's natural. If it would have done it, it would have done it before it got here. Now, our last type of material would be our engineered compacted. And they have different materials that go into that compaction that makes it super strong. To me, it's almost a mix between metal and concrete, based off the way it cuts and stuff, and the sound of it and the feel of it. It's not a through material. And what that means is this design that you see here on the top, it does not carry through into the edge. On the edge of your countertop, they're gonna, whatever color, main color is in here is what their main color will be in the actual material. So you're gonna have just a simple white. Now, I have seen them start to try to fix that. It's still not the same design that's on top, but they're trying to break up the edge with some kind of speckle or something, just to give you a little bit more than just a basic white edge. It comes in a matte finish. It's not shiny. It's sealed off, non-porous material. They do offer a glossy finish or polished finish, as you could somewhat see in this. Similar to what I was talking on about quartz, how they're trying to bring in some of that natural material. This to me is very similar to one of the quartzites we carry. Its name is Taj Mahal. Now, the difference between this and Taj Mahal, is Taj Mahal will stain and this will not. It's more durable for if you have any type of hail that comes through, you know, any debris that could come up in a bad storm. It's not going to chip as it would on a piece of granite or even quartz. Stone Dynamics, we're a family-owned company. We've been in business for 23 years. We have gone from that small mom and pop shop into a high volume shop over the years, and we dedicate our time to quality and customer satisfaction. At the end of the day, we want you to be happy with the stone because it is something that you expect to stay in your home for years and years to come. And we do also do any type of repairs. If you're looking for countertops or vanities or outdoor areas or fireplaces or anything you could think of you can do with stone, we'll do it.
So that was such an informative tour. I learned so much about stone today, and I hope that you did too. Special thanks to Matt for showing us all the various stages from how Stone Dynamics helps customers select their stone to how they prepare stone for kitchen and bathroom applications. We are so appreciative to Stone Dynamics for partnering with ActivWall Systems on our new showroom display. We cannot wait to show you the finished results. So be sure to like, subscribe, and follow us for more adventures on building our showroom.